So I wanted to show you guys a couple of quick things about MLR to build on what we did this week. So first off, one of the things that's kind of fun with MLR is to create your own sounds. So we've been working with a bunch of loops that I provided. So I went ahead and made another set of loops. So these are using loops again that I downloaded off the internet, and then to make it all easy to import into MLR, I opened up a DAW. So this is Reaper, which is kind of an inexpensive digital audio workstation, and went through and manually time stretched and pitch shifted everything so it kind of all lines up and sounds good together. So I kind of loaded a bunch of samples in, kind of tweaked them, and then made them all sort of the same length or twice as long, so you see they're once or twice as long. Once I have that, then I can export each of these individually and name them. So I've got them all right now in a folder, so they're all spacey. And they're ready to import in MLR, and because they've already been transposed and made to be the same tempo, it'll be really easy to load them into MLR. It'll load them all in, and they'll be in time with each other. So I'm over here in project, my MLRV2 project. I just double-clicked on the main max patch, the MLRV2 max patch. It's going to load up. So when you load up MLRV in the beginning, it takes a while for these mappings to load. And these mappings that are loaded right now are kind of the default mappings. So I definitely found that sometimes I would think that just nothing had loaded, but actually it just takes a while for those to load. So I'm going to load the spacey preset and see what happens there. So again, the mappings are empty now. Spacey will load, and then after a couple of seconds, hopefully the mappings I created for spacing will load as well. So there's nothing right there right now. Let's just wait. May take a long time. There we go. So the preset's finally loaded. If for some reason the presets don't load, remember it's really easy to create new mappings. Just push start mapping, push the button, the control you want to control, and then push the button you want to control it with. So I'm going to do a couple of mappings here just for fun. So I'm going to buttons, number keys 1 through 4, which are not obvious here, but 1 through 4, the number keys are these 4. They're just mapped to 0 through 3 through 0 indexed. So those are control stop. 5 and 6 rather control these two pattern recorders, and then these two presets are sort of not something that we're using right now. So if my mappings don't show up when I load in this preset, or if I want to map additional controls, it's very easy. So one problem we were having in class is that these 4 stop buttons weren't being mapped correctly. So if that would happen again, you would need to reprogram them. What you do is you push start mapping, you select stop, so this is stop for track 1, stop for track 2, 3, and 4. Push the one you want to map, and then push the number button you want to map it to. So it push this, and then hit the number button 1, push this, hit number button 2, push this, hit number button 3, push this, hit number button 4. So just to demonstrate that, I'm going to delete these. So now the number buttons are not mapped correctly at all. So I'm going to start mapping, hit this, hit the number button 1, hit this, hit the number button 2, hit this, hit the number button 3, hit this, hit the number button 4. I'm going to stop mapping. So now my stop buttons work as I would expect them to. Notice we actually created 2 stop messages. One is a mono message or a MIDI message, and one is a keyboard message. It happens that the number buttons 1 through 4 will generate both of these, but it's nothing you have to worry about. Let's say I want to create another mapping. I'm going to map the delay input to my number button 7. So now I can see here my number button 7, and its keyboard key ASCII 55 is going to trigger the delay to turn on or off. I can either tap it to turn it on, tap it to turn it off, or I can tap and hold, it will keep it on. Now because I'm holding it, when I let go, it can turn it off. So tap it on, tap it off, or hold and let go. So 2 different modes for controlling the delay input. Now I'm going to map the keyboard number 8 to the feedback control and show you how that works. So I'm going to start mapping, I'm going to select feedback, hit number button 8, I'm going to stop. So now what happens is when I touch 8, it's going to increase the feedback of the delay, and then it's going to, when I let go of 8, the feedback is going to go back down to the minimum value. So this is the range of feedback. This is like a moderate amount of feedback, this is a lot of feedback. Hold it down, go to a lot of feedback, it's going to keep delaying, and then gradually the feedback is going to get turned back down. Let's listen to what that sounds like just so we have a sense. Okay. So there's my drum loop. I'm going to turn the delay on. You hear the delay. I drop it off. Now I'm going to turn it on. Now I'm going to turn the feedback up. So if you wanted to, you could adjust the delay so it's in time. Whoops. So when you do this, you have to hit escape to get out of the number edit box before you can type the numbers again. So now I'm in time. I could make this be a subdivision. I can make it so that there's no feedback unless I type 8. So I'm going to hold down the 8 key and let go. All right. So so that's creating mappings over here, working with the delay unit over here. Remember, in these guys, we can also reverse loops. Now this is a bit wonky, but I'm going to map this reverse button to my keyboard key P. So P is not being used right now, so I'm going to hit Start Mapping, hit the reverse button. I'm going to type P, I'm going to stop mapping. So now my ASCII key 112 is controlling my channel 1 reverse. Now this is not going to have any effect. Remember, you have to re-trigger the loop before any of these changes will take effect. So if I do this and then hold down P, nothing's going to happen because I have to re-trigger channel 1 before that takes effect. So I'm going to hold down reverse and then trigger. I'm going to do the same thing. So now I'm going to try using our pattern sequencers. I'm going to go ahead and map these. I'm going to map this guy to keyboard number 5, this one to keyboard number 6. So start mapping. I'm going to select this side, which is the enable. This side is how you select how long the pattern is going to be. So we're going to leave these pattern lengths at the defaults. I'm going to click this guy, map it to keyboard number 5. Then click this guy, map it to keyboard number 6. I'm going to stop mapping. So now I hit keyboard number 5, and that sequence is saved. Tap the keyboard number 5, and I'll pause that sequence, hit it again. Kind of did it out of time. And again. Now if I want to erase that, I can just press and hold down 5 while it's not playing, and it's going to erase it.